What will the analytics hub do for bridging these worlds? That's my challenge I throw to you. Include in that world the capacity, drinking water. I don't know whether you know, DRDO, the Defense Research Body, has hundreds of technologies shelved which are commercializable. In my last life, as Secretary General of a chamber, I was able to work with DRDO, and I tried an experiment with one of the DRDO equipment where during Bihar floods we took it there, where feces-full water comes from one end and comes out completely pure. DRDO technology. It has been commercialized. There was a company which was 300 crores turnover, took the mosquito repellent technology of DRDO. Today the company is 3,000 crores turnover. They at least, the last count, 703. When I came away from Delhi, we had already commercialized 220 of them for common people. Drinking water, I gave you an example. Mosquito repellent, I gave you an example. Now 703 such technologies have been commercialized, joint venture with DRDO and a Chamber of Commerce. I request the Chamber of Commerce, Bengal Chamber of Commerce in Kolkata, to use this conference also to look at what is going to happen to these millions of people who are yearning to go. They are rearing to go. If you look at the faces of those girls in that school, tears will come to your eyes. Their life has changed. 2 boys came from the school next door, boys' school, and they tried to do pranam to me. I caught them, I held them, and I said, "Who are you?" "Sir, we have been selected, all India. We are going to some place to learn in football." They've been selected competitively from 8 people in India, 2 of those poor boys, because of this innate skill. It's like the basketball players in the United States. I said, "Where are you going?" "Shira to jani na sir. Ki ekta kothaye jete hobe." I told the teacher, "Where are they going?" They said, "Going to Italy." "Which city?" "A city that all of you know." I said, "Where is that city?" The boys did not know. But the guys had the potential in their feet, with cerebral connection to the toe and the foot, to be able to qualify at the highest competitive level, to go to a club in Italy to train from a school next door to this girls' school. What is it that analytics will do for the poor? How will it include them? Put them on their own feet. Let them become entrepreneurs. Provide them that strength. That is the test of any technology to me. Not only what it does for all of us in this room, but how it includes. How does it bring? And I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart because I deal with this every day. Every day. Phone calls come to me every day. My constituency is 1 hour 15 minutes from Kolkata. But within this 1 hour 15 minutes, you will see a level of poverty that you would want to change. And my question to this conference is, don't only leave it to the analytics application in corporations. They will pick it up. They are profit maximizers. They will push themselves. But can you see how this hub will also become the hub of empowering people to leave behind poverty and join the mainstream, connect with the market. Not just find employment, but employ 5 more people in the process. And I know Bengal Chamber is very strong in small and medium enterprises as well. What is it that you will do? So my conclusion, first, congratulations to the President. Of course, you first, it came across this in Australia. That struck a chord in your mind, Ambarish Babu. And each one of you. And Kollal Babu worked on it, I believe. My submission to you, long way to catch up. The world is going to go to $25 billion by 2015. India is still at 1 billion. Will Kolkata's analytics hub become a major contributor? You have talked of Silicon Valley in some way. I studied in a place which had 3 universities. And in the middle of the 3 universities, there was a place called Research Triangle Park. At that time, it was number 2 in the world in number of PhDs. It's all private sector research centers. Research Triangle Park in North Carolina. It was number 2. Tashkent was number 1, because Tashkent had a large number of PhDs in Oriental research and history, and all this were used probably by the intelligence agency of the previous Soviet government. Today it is number 1 in the world. So you have to look at this, where you're talking about a hub. By the way, the 3 universities, North Carolina State University, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill and Duke, where I went, all 3 are connected. 20 years ago, connected to the Research Triangle Park. They were drawing knowledge from there, and you mentioned it, that you have all the university resources here, research centers here. They're absolutely prime area. My submission is, can we draw research from there, which on one hand serves the corporate process at the highest cutting edge level, and simultaneously serves as a separate parallel process, separate but parallel, of how the poor, who are yearning to join you and me in this conference, in Taj, someday, how can they be empowered? Please think about that for me, as I face it every day. Thank you very much for inviting me today. We hope that this 1 billion of India will become 5 billion, and 1 billion will be contributed by this analytics hub in the future. ধন্যবাদ আমাকে ডাকার জন্য। নমস্কার। Thank you. Just one point I'd like to make. One point I did not mention on this question analytics hub. Critical thinking skills. At the base of all of this is critical thinking skills, on which I specialized 15 years ago, but didn't get a chance to apply it in India, at the University of Chicago. My submission to you is teach your young corporates. Think critically and challenge ideas. Do you know what my daughter said when she came home Monday? Today I told the teacher she doesn't know. I said, wait a second, you told the teacher? Yeah, I told her. She doesn't know. What did she say? She said, I'm delighted. I said, how did you say that? Oh, she said this, and I thought it could be thought of in another way. And she was delighted. So now I have to work on 15 days to show that I know and she doesn't know. Can you imagine? Every Nobel Prize or every other Nobel Prize goes to the United States. Why? Behind it is one very critical thing. Critical thinking skills, challenging ideas, challenging paradigms has to be built in your corporations. Give them that flexibility. Do you do that? Very tough. Because you are a pyramidical hierarchy. I built FICCI as a flat organization that remains an experiment in corporate India. Will you be able to do that? So my submission is for the analytics hub, root of that will be, as I told you, intuition, who goes a long way, wisdom, not just analytics, with it comes critical thinking skills. So I urge you, promote critical thinking skills.
One day you'll just come and give a talk on that.
I would love to do that. I'd love to do that. I have all the papers, all the things quietly stored away. You see, what is the pedagogy of critical thinking? I changed my course. I redid the whole thing. You know what happened at the end? You know, it was just God sent. I got the C.S. Roebuck Foundation Prize for Distinguished Teaching. Not because I was teaching well, because I changed from a routinized teaching structure at the university level to a critical thinking skill structure based on the knowledge I got from others, not from me, from the discourse of 6 weeks. So my submission is, certainly I'll be delighted to do that. But remember the poor and how you connect with the poor. That's our job. Thank you.
Before the Honourable Minister leaves, we have a pleasant task to perform. Dr. Alok Roy to hand over the memento to Shri Mitra.
East meets West by Swami Vivekananda. I will treasure it.
বসে পড়ুন, সামনে দিয়ে বসে পড়ুন।